fire chief urges caution after a series of emergencies. County commissioners discuss the Northern Corridor. And your daily weather forecast with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. Emergency crews had a busy Sunday in southern Utah with 2 brush fires along Interstate 15, a near drowning, and multiple off-road crashes near Sand Hollow State Park. Officials urge visitors to wear safety gear, stay hydrated, and use caution in unfamiliar terrain. As vehicles age, AAA encourages drivers to perform preventative maintenance to avoid expensive repairs and keep cars road ready. Here's Maury Kessler with advice to extend the life of your ride.
April is National Car Care Month, and AAA is urging drivers to stay on top of vehicle maintenance, especially as the average car on U.S. roads is nearly 13 years old. In 2024, AAA handled over 27 million roadside calls, with 74% of all calls involving towing or battery issues. Rising temperatures, especially in areas like southwest Utah, can speed up battery wear, with heat causing fluid evaporation, leaks, and reduced battery life. Signs of battery trouble include slow starts, dashboard lights, and dimming headlights. AAA recommends regular battery checks, fluid top-offs, and tire pressure monitoring to prevent blowouts. Electric vehicles aren't immune as heat can affect range and performance, though they are equipped with thermal systems. Routine inspections, listening for warning signs, and setting monthly maintenance reminders can extend your car's lifespan.
Thanks, Maury. Let's take a look at your daily weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. In St. George, it's currently 84 degrees under sunny skies with a low of 62 tonight. Tomorrow will stay just as warm with a high of 84 and a low of 58. In Mesquite, it's currently 88 degrees, headed for an overnight low of 67. Tuesday will be just slightly cooler with a high of 89 and a low of 63. Cedar City is sitting at 68 degrees right now with a low of 45 degrees this evening. Tomorrow brings more of the same with a high of 70 degrees and a low dipping to 45. Desert Hills is closing in on the Region 9 softball title after another dominant week on the diamond. For more, here's Aaron Crane with your local sports update.
Thanks, Monica. This past week in sports, Desert Hills softball is closing in on the Region 9 title after a dominant 12-2 win over Dixie, improving to 9-0 in region play and 18-1 overall. Cedar kept pace with a 9-1 road win over Pineview, staying just 2 games back in the standings. Snow Canyon beat Hurricane 9-5, and Crimson Cliffs held off Hurricane 8-4 in a makeup game. With just a handful of games left, the regular season wraps up next week, leaving all eyes on Tuesday's matchup between Desert Hills and Cedar, which would decide the Region 9 crown. Now back to you, Monica.
Thanks, Aaron. Washington County commissioners recently discussed the county's progress and challenges, covering various topics such as the Northern Corridor, tourism, and water. For more on the discussion and what's ahead, we'll go back to Maury Kessler.
Washington County's first ever State of the County address spotlighted key issues and achievements and cited the importance of unity and collaboration. Commissioners Victor Iverson, Adam Snow, and Gil Almquist addressed water conservation, economic growth, infrastructure, crime, and federal land challenges. Iverson focused on preserving water through advanced conservation efforts, drought resilience, and long-term planning.
And so this year, even though we are very low capacity, thanks to the legacy of those who've gone before us, we do have water storage in our reservoirs, and actually our reservoirs are very adequate to meet our needs. This year also we're far underway with an additional reservoir, the Tokerville Reservoir, or the Chief Toker Reservoir, which is at Anderson Junction as well. A lot of people ask about what are we going to do as we have a growing demand on a limited resource in Washington County. We're going to do that through conservation, preserving our resource, and working together.
Snow outlined plans to transform the old county administration building into an economic development hub and announced a new inland port partnership with Iron County to boost regional logistics and business synergy.
We proudly announced recently, just in the last couple of weeks, a partnership between Washington and Iron County and the Governor's Office of Economic Opportunity that has provided some of the funding for a regional partnership between the two counties. We have a much more robust economy, much more larger population, greater labor force. universities that are here, but they have rail. And so there's synergies between the two of us that they need access to us and we need more access to them. And so we have this regional partnership that's really focused on the recruitment, some on the retention, but really on the recruitment of companies. And this is in Iron County here, but this is the rail yard. So it's an inland port hub that has access to rail across the western United States.
Snow also criticized federal land restrictions that hinder local projects, especially the stalled Northern Corridor Road project, which remains a high priority despite legal setbacks.
Now I can tell you that we are continuing to fight. We're pushing every lever that we have. Our federal partners are as well. Whether it's judicial, administrative, or legislative, we will get this road.
Almquist highlighted the county's strong stance on crime, citing over 2,800 prosecutions in 2024, and praised attorneys who led high-profile cases like Ruby Franks.
We have been the nation's leader in saying, if you're going to come to Washington County and commit a crime, you're going to get arrested and you're going to get prosecuted. And we have some of the greatest attorneys that have been assembled for this purpose.
The commissioners also addressed affordable housing, plans to renovate Legacy Park for equestrian use, and tourism, which generated millions in tax revenue last year. All three leaders stressed the enduring importance of community cooperation in facing the future.
We have always been problem solvers here in this county. We've always been working together. And so overall, Washington County is prospering and going forward.
Thanks again, Maury. Utah Tech University students wrapped up Spirit Week by carrying on the century-old tradition of painting the D on the hill overlooking St. George. For a closer look at the festivities and what the tradition means to students, here's Nick Fiala.
An estimated 100 Utah Tech University students spent their Saturday morning giving a fresh coat of paint to the Dixie D on the hill above St. George Boulevard. Utah Tech alumni and student engagement director Brett Coleman said a lot of work went into advertising this year's painting of the Dixie D.
It averages anywhere between 50 and 100 people each year. So some years we have a little less, some years we have a lot more. This year I think we'll probably have more. So I'm hopeful for somewhere around 100. I love this event. I don't know that there is a better event than this one that connects us to the past and helps us look to the future. And like what's not to beat when you get to like come up here on a beautiful morning, pay tribute to your school, remember those who came before you, but also to make the city look better and to also just like see this amazing campus that we've built, and to come together as a community, which is always amazing.
Utah Tech Assistant Director of Student Involvement and Leadership, Annalee Adams, spoke on the history of the Dixie D.
They came up in a couple hours, they positioned all the rocks, and then they hauled wagon loads of lime up the mountain and mixed it up with water and started pouring it over the rocks. And that's what gives this D its classic white color is lime mixed with water. We still do it that same way today. It only took them a few hours to get it done, which I think is wild, being the person that actually packs the lime up the mountain now. It's insane that they did it that quickly.
Utah Tech go! Utah Tech fight!
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.